Historic market plunge. Trump's tariffs caused $6 trillion in losses today. The market saw a catastrophic drop, with the Dow Jones losing over 2,200 points, marking an unprecedented event. This comes just a day after the index fell 1,600 points, the first time in history the Dow has plummeted 1,500 points or more on 2 consecutive days. In just 2 days, the S&P 500 has dropped 10%, with 6% of that coming today alone. To grasp the scale of this drop, consider the trading circuit breakers in place. These automatic shutdowns occur when the S&P 500 falls by 7%. Had the index fallen just 1% more today, a halt would have been triggered to prevent further damage. This illustrates how severe the downturn has been. Similarly, the volatility index, VIX, often referred to as the economic crisis meter, is at a new peak, signaling market turmoil. This index was also high during the 2008 global financial crisis and the 2020 pandemic, but today's spike is related to a policy decision that many believe will go down in history as one of the most harmful economic moves in American history: Donald Trump's renewed tariff strategy. Trump's tariffs, enacted on April 2, 2025, have already led to the biggest two-day market sell-off in years, erasing more than $6 trillion in market value. Major outlets like the Wall Street Journal and Financial Times have slammed Trump's tariffs as a dangerous mistake. In fact, the Financial Times called it an astonishing act of self-harm, warning that it would disrupt global trade and severely hurt businesses, households, and financial markets worldwide. Prominent economists, such as former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers, have compared Trump's economic policies to pseudoscience, claiming that they undermine basic economic principles. As the Dow Jones enters correction territory, down 14.9% from its recent high, and the Nasdaq falls into a bear market, down 22.7%, the damage is becoming undeniable. The so-called Magnificent Seven stocks, companies like Apple, Nvidia, and Amazon, have collectively lost $1.55 trillion in value, with Apple alone shedding $443.5 billion. The origins of this disastrous policy go back to Trump's first presidential campaign. Lacking experienced economic advisors, he instructed his son-in-law Jared Kushner to find one. Kushner, according to reports, turned to Amazon and discovered the book Death by China by Peter Navarro, a vocal advocate for tariffs. This book sparked the idea, and soon Navarro was appointed as an economic advisor. However, the intellectual basis for his tariffs policy is deeply flawed. Navarro cited a supposed expert named Ron Vara, whose name is actually an anagram of his own, indicating that the foundation for the policy was a fictional creation. The real-world consequences of this manufactured economic wisdom are now clear. Trump's tariffs have caused an economic catastrophe, wiping out trillions in wealth and pushing the global economy to the brink of another depression, similar to the 2008 financial collapse and the 2020 pandemic's economic fallout. This time, however, the crisis is a direct result of Trump's leadership. Polls show that the American public is increasingly dissatisfied with Trump's handling of key issues. Recent Reuters Ipsos polling reveals that Trump's approval rating for his economic policies, trade handling, and overall leadership are deeply negative, with majorities disapproving of his actions. Americans are waking up to the reality that the self-inflicted harm caused by his tariffs is taking a toll on their lives and the broader economy. As the markets continue to reel, it's becoming clear that the public sees through the facade of economic brilliance Trump has touted, and they're not backing down from demanding accountability.